Hey, what's up, yo? No, I was just asking a question. I was just asking a question. Uh, why do why do folks why do folks when they are in love and they feel like this is the one that God sent to them and all these other type things, right? If God sent you a spouse, if God sent you a spouse, male and female, okay, male. I don't know nothing about the other shit. I'm talking about male and female. Um, if God sent you a spouse, what do what do man on the outside of you, the both of you, what do man on the outside of you got to do with what God did? I'm trying to figure this out. If God ordained your union, why are you giving that ordainment like to somebody else so they can write their name on the signature and say, I own you? Or do you go to them because they do own you? You got to ask permission. Or you have to get a second, like a second win, a second something like, you know, I'm just trying to figure out. You got, if the Most High gave you a spouse and you knowing it, both of you knowing this, what do anybody on the outside of that union have to do with your marriage? If the Most High brought this to you, that means he already married you. So get together, learn each other, go through your little trials and tribulations and shit together, and live together. I don't get it. So you mean to tell me a brother and sister can't take care of each other in the same house? Yeah, that's my sister. She's on my yeah, that's my sister. Yeah, we always gonna be close. You see? But you don't want to talk like brother and sister shit. Because that's what you are. What if you knew that you were brothers and sisters? What they put a word incest, it sound like that, don't it? Listen. Oh, Lord have mercy. Who said you can't take care of each other? Who said you can't go and give your name to her? And write up your own paper. You don't even, and you know, write up your own paperwork. Write up your own paperwork. I'm just, I don't understand. I be trying to. That's why motherfuckers be trying to hurt me, man. Because I be trying to figure out. Everybody keeps saying God, 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 but they always run into man, man, man. So this wicked ass system that man is governing and promoting, you got to go through. So you got to go through the wicked system after you didn't talk to God. So God is telling you to go through the wicked system so you can be approved by them. Yes, you approved by me, but I'm telling you, I'm going to open the doors inside of the wicked system so you can get what you want out here. Is that how it works? Help me to understand this body. I'm trying to figure out how these things work. because it's so damn creepy and it's so damn scary. I mean, everything in that book is coming to light, and listen, and where they crucified that brother, it's gonna be the same thing, man. It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing, boy. You think I'm bull crapping, man? It's gonna be the same thing. I mean, because everybody getting ready to do that. Everybody's preparing themselves to harm this being. You see, he don't know nothing but itself and what created him. You see, y'all gonna hurt him. You see, y'all preparing for this in the name of love. That's gonna be, gosh. You see? It's so amazing. It's so scary. You only know a percentage of the being that's inside of the Bible that you said you love. But you don't even, listen, you reading it. So therefore, it's always going to be a spirit to you. You see, it's always going to be a spirit to you. Always. You see, that being better not pop up or show itself. Just transition and come back another 10 years or 50 years to do it again. Don't say nothing. Don't come down here talking about what you are, because they're going to find out. Because the book said it down all these things, and they're going to want to know about all these things. They're going to want you to do something. They're going to want you to entertain them, because these are the idols that they worship. You see? So they want you to entertain them. Heal me. Show me this. Show me that. Bring this into fruition. You see? They're going to, oh my goodness. You better stay low. But in order to catch them, you got to become them. Catch them in their act so they can see themselves. You see? And tell them what they're going to do ahead of time. You see? I'm just talking about marriage. What is this thing that they're calling marriage? You see, what is this thing that they're calling marriage? You got to go get permission from another motherfucker. You see, to write something, to give you a certificate, like they gave us a certificate when our parents sold us to the state where we were born at. You see, you always got to do what they tell you to do. How come you just can't be a living being? Live in amongst them, but don't be of them. Just live amongst them, because you don't have no choice, because they're in power, you know. But just don't be just don't be of them. Don't do what they do, because it's all going to be recorded. It's all going to be recorded. I said you was married. I already done told you. You see, I ordained this whole union. What you going to these niggas for? You see, why you going to them? What you going to them for? People can't stand when I talk the way I talk or where I come from. They can't stand that. They can't stand it, because they was conditioned to talk in a certain way. You see, people was, yes, they was conditioned to talk in a certain way. You see, and, you know, so people can understand what you're saying. Listen. People who talk in a certain way, you know, slow and good grammar and articulate, and everybody understands what you're talking about. You see, then you'll be able to soften their souls a little bit and soften their hearts, and then they'll pass you through the gate so you can get paid. No, I was given a bull, a righteous bull that fucks me up anytime I get out of line. A righteous bull, and we knock through these artificial doors. Shit, they don't tell me shit. Only thing they tell me is just be myself and let the current, push me through. And I just keep moving, through that current, you see, and I don't do what the people do out here, you see, because, when the highest closed the book, you see, well, he already closed the book, but you don't know it. You see, he put everything in the people's heart. See, those who received it, you see, you didn't receive it because you got the book and you got society. You got the book and you got socialism. So these are the things that you battle with, you see. We have our DNA and we have the Most High. We have our DNA and then we have the Most High. And we have to design the blueprint to get through these doors and these gates and these swords of fire, you see. He could only choose a few, you see, that's going to fight. They're going to talk about death. They're going to talk about life. They're going to talk about blood. They're going to talk about the water. They're going to talk about the womb. They're going to talk about the phallus. They're going to talk about everything to get them through that gate. These are passcodes, you see. And always come to the body because the Most High want to see if you're paying attention to your creation or to what it created, you see. You got people right now saying the same thing to me like they saying to Jesus, you a devil, you a sorcerer, you this. They say the same thing. They calling me by my name. You see, they calling me by my name, are giving me, putting these scripts on me that they gave to Jesus. The same thing. They saying the same thing. Why don't people read all the horrible things that were said to this being? You see, and just see if these things come out your mouth towards other people. You see what I'm saying? And you talking about these things that you want to be blessed with. You see, you talking about it. You talking about it loud. Why do you think this eye is here? You see, why do you think that eye is here? It has a big log. You see, the only thing you got to do is just pull it out or listen to the person talking that's telling you how to pull the log out your own eye. You see? I'm just talking to you. I'm just talking to you about this marriage thing, you see. I just don't understand what you're talking about, you see. I don't understand what you're talking about, but I'm learning. Trust me, I'm learning. I'm learning how all these things work. I'm in the world too. I'm just like you. You see, I'm just like you. You see, I thought you supposed to get married. I got a picture right now, me, my wife, and right there in the center is the devil. I'm talking about a real one. You see, we had to go through him. I'm talking, because I got married at the courthouse, goddammit. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, my first marriage, it was at the courthouse, but here in Kentucky. But shit, man. I'm looking at this cat and I'm like, oh my God. Back then, when I was just coming off my 20th birthday. I got married at 21 and I'm, just coming off my 20th birthday, shit, that looking back at that, that was creepy, man. That was creepy, man. I was given the eyes and given the vision to see all the real devils, all the real demons. I don't make mistakes when I call a person a demon. I don't make a mistake when I call a person a deceiver or a devil. I don't usually use these words like you use. You see, I just if it's affecting me, I'll just attack it in a certain way, or I'll holler out into the world so my other me's and shit can figure out how to get me through these currents and things. You see what I'm saying? I apologize when you hear me and it sounds like I'm begging motherfuckers and shit, saying, to help me. I just want them to talk. You see, I just want them to talk, what I'm saying? Because these are the things that's going to come in your way, you see, or towards you, what I'm saying? You thinking all these other type things from what you read and what somebody else is saying. No, it's going to be people coming to you with backpacks and shit on, or just regular motherfuckers and shit. And I'm just trying to tell you how they're going to be talking to you, you see? Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you how they're going to be talking to you, man. You see, they're going to be asking you. They're going to be telling you to talk. You see, talk, stop using me as vanity. You see, that's what this spirit is going to talk to you. They're going to whisper in your ear. Stop using me as vanity. Stop using me. I'm not weak. I don't need your validation. You see, yeah. You don't have to prove to nobody that I exist. Do your work. Do you. You see, I'm inside of you. Just do your work. They'll see your work. They'll see what you do. You see? Yeah, don't be getting twisted on these fruits that the people talking about, because a lot of these fruits are GMO, genetically modified fruits. So you got to be careful when you doing all you talking all this poetic shit like they doing. Be careful. Find out how. Go get you some Shakespeare books and see how Shakespeare used to talk, and then bind your understanding on how the Bible talks. You see, so you can get a natural feeling what came out of this man's loins. You see, and how King James wanted these beings. You see, to riddle you like this. You see, like these poets do. You see, because the book was only for a certain few. You see, the book was only for a certain few. And had to bypass, you had to put it inside of the heathen, you see, because the heathen was going to come into power because they was moving. They was moving things out the way. The heathens, they didn't give a damn about your feelings. The heathens came and just stripped your whole family out. You see, they was giving gear and swords and knives and dogs and all these other type things. They gave these things to the they gave these things to the heathens, you see. And so when the heathens, so in order to calm down the heathen, King James revised these things. You see what I'm saying? Shit, these heathens were just like King James and his mama and his other relatives and everybody that comes from that lineage. You see, from those lineage, from all those beings. I don't give a damn who they are. These are Europeans. But they look like you see. Yeah, they were swarthy though. They didn't look like the Europeans of today. No, they were swarthy. They were the same color as this right here. Some of them, you see. See, you don't know this type shit. You don't know this. You see, you don't know these things. You see, you too much in this world. You see, you got to create you a dial. You see, always create you a dial and put all of your time frames on there. Put all of your time frames on there, because all of your time frames are going to come wherever you've been. All these things going to come out in your present reality, because these are your books. These are the things that you created from 1800s, from the 1600s, and all these other type things. Open your dial up and see if you can see all the patrons and all the people that gravitate towards you. You can hear them talking. You can hear how they doing. Some of them are born in your family. Some of your enemies are born in your own family. You see, the ones that you used to fight with back in the day, hundreds and 200 years ago, they came through the womb, through your parents. You see, it's something that you have to commune with, you see, or balance out, you see. You got to do the work. You see, you got to do the work, you see. I'm just talking to you about this marriage thing, you see. Yeah. Love you in a minute.